Hey everybody, welcome to my suburban oasis. My name is Soleil and I garden in a zone 5B/6A in mid-Michigan, and today we're going to be doing our garden tour. This week I have not been out in the garden very much because it has been extremely hot and humid, and it just was not pleasant, so I stayed inside a lot more than I would have liked to. But the plants did survive the crazy heat that we had this week. We had temperatures up in the mid-90s with heat indexes into the hundreds, and I thought I might lose some plants, but thankfully last night we got some really good rain, so hopefully things will be looking pretty good and perky this morning, so I'll be checking them out alongside you today. All right, let's take a look. Here in the potager garden, we have some Verbena berneriensis that is blooming, along with some alyssum. Both of these self-seeded, and I've just kind of left them there because they look really pretty. I enjoy that. We have some blooms over here on our, this is our Firelight Tidbit, and this is its first year blooming. So I'm excited to see those blooms finally starting to open up. And we have some Russian sage that is blooming in the back over here. So it's kind of that time of year. I find that Russian sage, for me, it does all right, but it certainly could be a little bit showier in my mind. So I don't know if I'm going to keep the Russian sage in this garden bed over here or not. I might pull that out. It is really pretty right now, but I just feel like maybe it's a little too much. Like there's quite a few things in the garden, and sometimes it's good to edit things out. We're still waiting on the blooms in here from the little limes, but we should get some more blooms soon. We have just about gone over on the blooms from our little pink mink clematis over here. But otherwise, things are looking pretty good in this bed. In fact, we're getting a few new blooms on the dianthus out front here, which probably could use a little bit of cutting back and trimming still yet. The Pinky Winky is definitely getting close to blooming. We're starting to see some of the blooms open on it, and I'm really happy to see that. Everything's been so late in blooming in terms of the paniculata hydrangeas this year. Is our tiny tough stuff right here. And so I really haven't been able to get out in the garden and do deadheading this week. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way that it has been. And the garden is fine. It goes on without you. We might find a few weeds popping up here and there, just because I haven't had a chance to do that either this week. But you can see our incredible hydrangeas here in the Half Moon Garden are turning a beautiful limey green. And we're still getting lots of blooms on our Rose of Sharon, and this one is the lavender chiffon variety. And the bees are all on it right now, just loving it. I can see our hibiscus. We're just about to August, which is when these tend to bloom. And I see that we have lots of buds all over that, so that's exciting. So this Half Moon Garden is really looking great right now. And our little geraniums that we planted, that came back from the dead, if you will, are just starting to bloom now. So that's fun to see, isn't it? I noticed that the strawberry Sunday hydrangea over here is finally starting to really bloom. And this one gets a lot of sun, so I'm surprised it took so long. But here it is. And it's starting to put out its blooms. They're very small this year, but that's okay. We'll take what we can get, right? And you'll notice the sun's a little bit different because we are filming in the morning instead of in the evening. So the light is coming in from the east and shining on this border today. Isn't this hydrangea beautiful? And we're still getting more new blooms on it. Very bountiful. I think the birds are pretty happy that we got some rain last night too. I know I was thrilled. I kept thinking, keep raining, keep raining. We probably got, I don't know, half an inch to an inch last night. It's made a big difference for sure. I thought we might lose some things. Even the coneflowers were looking sad. You know it's dry when that's happening. The shady corner looks beautiful. Gets a little light during the morning and then again later on in the evening. And we have some David phlox that are blooming over here. They're weighted down a little bit right now from the rain. They're beautiful white. I'm not used to this angle of the sun, so I apologize for, the shadows that may be casted by me because I might be filming in the wrong direction at times. Anyways, everything's looking really good back here. I haven't seen any more, challenges with the virus on my striptease hostas, so that's nice. We've got our Pinky Winky hydrangea over here that's starting to open. And the fact that this is opening at the same time that some of the other ones like Vanilla Strawberry and Strawberry Sundae is odd. Usually the Pinky Winky one is probably one of the last ones to open. Some really nice blooms on our Laura phlox. They were just starting to be so sad. It was not looking good because of the lack of rain that we had and the heat, but things have kind of perked up and are happy again this morning. Now maybe we'll get some blooms on our little haughty hydrangeas that haven't bloomed yet too. Very humid out this morning. Our Brunneras were incredibly sad also. They were just laying down like they were exhausted, but they're happier today. Much happier. Well, the one Cape Lookout hydrangea that I didn't move this year has one stem on it. And that one stem managed to put out a bud. So it'll be interesting to see if that one survives. I didn't think that it would. I moved the other two thinking that that one was a goner, and maybe it heard me talking about him and decided to give out a little bit more effort here. I still don't think it's an ideal spot for it, but our can-do hydrangea is looking good. Just keeps blooming. I think we're at maximum output now. Very pretty pink. And this pathway is looking glorious with all of the hostas. They were starting to get a little sad also. And this time of year, what you'll see is some bleaching on the hosta leaves that is from, being in the sun so much, especially the curly fries along the edge here. They turn almost a light yellow white. But I tell you what, this firelight hydrangea is looking glorious. Isn't that pretty? Getting some tinges of pink here and there. But normally by this time we have a lot more blooms on our hydrangeas. It's just crazy to me how slow they have been this year. Like neither of these hydrangeas are blooming. This one is just starting to, this Diamond Rouge hydrangea is just starting to open. I see a few buds opening. But honestly, we have our quick fires open and then some of our strawberry sundaes and the firelights. My redbud tree that we cut down here is trying to grow back with a vengeance. It's trying to push out lots of green growth. I'm thinking I'm going to have to get something to make sure that it doesn't come back. Oh my, look at these prickers over here that just shot up this week. This is no good. I'm gonna have to grab those out right now. Boy, do I hate prickers. These Canada thistles, I tell you what. Oh, that one didn't want to come out. Shoot. Oh well. Anyhow, everything's looking so nice and lush and green again. It's amazing what rain will do. So yeah, our vanilla Sunday hydrangea is not in full bloom yet. Isn't that crazy? Maple tree's looking good, the bloodgood maple tree. Got some beautiful little droplets hanging off of it. And our geraniums beneath are looking good. Let's see what the incredible hydrangeas look like today. Not bad. They look like they got a little bit of a beating from the rain. It came down hard, and I mean hard. But they look pretty good, really. Look at our alliums over here. Those look really pretty with the blush hydrangea behind them. These are the millennial alliums. Looks like they're just starting to open up kind of everywhere. Ooh, pretty. Look at that. Oh, I can't wait to see those in full bloom with the hydrangeas. They just all look like little cloud puffs. I have a random lily that is blooming over here. I think I planted it years ago, and some years it blooms and some years it doesn't. Usually the bunnies eat them all, so that's why I don't plant them. We do have a few blooms on the rave hydrangea over here, and they're a little bit purple, blue, pink, a little bit of a mix here. This one is still a very small hydrangea. Still working to establish itself for sure. That one we planted just from a quart-sized pot, so really small. Well, folks, we are at the end of the Liatris hedge here. The bees are still enjoying it because there are still some blooms on it, but we are at the bottom half of the blooms now. We just keep enjoying it while we can. The coneflowers are intense. So happy that we got the rain because I was hoping you guys could see just how amazing of a show these coneflowers are putting on right now in this garden bed. They are just bountiful. Super tall, super happy, beautiful flowers. I actually had a couple of volunteer morning glories pop up in this planter over here, and they're climbing up the trellis. So I will have to make sure to get those before they seed into the ground or something, but we'll let them grow in that pot, see how they do. But aren't the coneflowers beautiful? The bees love them, the birds love them. Pretty soon we'll be seeing lots of goldfinches come and get the seeds as they kind of age. I do have one powwow pink echinacea over here that is not a regular, just purple coneflower. And he sits in front of the little gold star rudbeckia there. Our daylilies have gone over in this garden bed. But we're starting to get the alliums here too. So pretty soon we'll have some nice pops of color alongside these coneflowers. To enjoy in this garden bed as well. And lots of coneflowers still down by the mailbox. They just redid our road. They just repaved our road. So that's looking nice. We started getting some new green growth on the boxwoods in the last couple of weeks. And the bobo hydrangeas are finally starting to do their thing. Even though the deer got some of their blooms. I think that looks so pretty. I have some deadheading to do out front here on these golden tiara hostas. Haven't gotten to them. Oof, I see another walnut tree planted itself. We have some coneflowers in this garden bed as well. And then I just want to show you the berries on this viburnum. This is the wabi-sabi viburnum. Just look at the number of berries that we have. They are so beautiful. I was hoping this would happen on the opening act viburnum in the backyard, but it didn't. Anyhow, quite a few berries on this one this year. That's pretty cool. We're still getting a few new blooms on our daisies out front here. As I said, I have not deadheaded them. They are starting to look a little bit sad, especially after this last rain. Now they're beginning to turn brown, so I will have to get after them and deadhead them. Getting a few blooms on the bobo hydrangeas back behind those. And our alliums are starting to get ready to bloom in this garden bed as well. You can see we're starting to get some red actually on our oak leaf hydrangea. A little bit early in the season. That's one of the beautiful things about them though, is that they have these gorgeous colors in the fall. Not quite ready for that yet, but I'm not sure if it's because of the cool nights or if it's because of the super hot heat that we've had. But they've definitely put on some color. All right, well, up here our impatiens near the front porch have just gone bonkers. They've been real happy and they've kept things nice and cheery. And when we repotted this boxwood, it has done really well. So I'm happy with that. And I do continue to just weed out those cluster bellflowers whenever I see a small bit of green pop up. Here I have a firelight hydrangea. Even this garden bed was starting to look a bit tired, especially the geraniums that are scattered throughout. They were looking like they were getting a bit fried, but everything's doing a lot better now that the rain has come through. Very thankful for that. This garden bed over here was also starting to look a little bit sad, but the lavender, I do need to come out and deadhead that as well. It's definitely completely spent and it's starting to put out a little bit of new leafy growth. So I need to get after that, you guys. Hopefully this week we'll have a little bit better weather for gardening, huh? And just look at this area, all of the flowers that we have between the neighbor and our side. The blue corner is looking great. I love it. I love these grasses. I love the color of them. So serene and blue. The phlox is just lighting up this area, but it is almost gone because it really struggled with the heat and the lack of rain. We're going to get some blooms over here. This is our limelight hydrangea. And our hypericum over here is still just blooming its little head off. And I've been surprised how long the daylilies that are behind it have lasted, but they really had a lot of blooms this year. So amazing. One other area I need to come and do some deadheading on is out here, where we have, again, the golden tiara hostas with lots and lots and lots of blooms. The bees and other pollinators have really just been enjoying these a lot though, so I've left them up, and they're just now getting to the point where we really do need to get after them and take them out. So, well, a little shorter garden tour than normal today, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are having a good time in your gardens. I wonder if you all have had the same heat wave that we got here. If you did, I certainly hope that you got the rain that we did afterwards. Anyways, thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye!